Hello everyone, and welcome back to Top 10 Takes. Today we're going to take a look at the history behind some of the most iconic retro gaming consoles of the 80s and 90s. From the Sega Master System to the PlayStation, each of these consoles had a unique history and impact on the gaming industry. Diving into the 1980s with the Sega Master System, this classic console was first released in 1985 and sold over 13 million units worldwide. It used both cartridges and credit card-sized format known as Sega cards. The Sega Master System paved the way for the Sega Genesis, which sold an impressive 35 million units. Next up is the Nintendo Family Computer Disk System, a lesser-known console released in 1985. It was unique because the Player 1's controller could pause the game, and Player 2's controller had audio controls. The cartridges were half the size of the NES's and inserted in the top, not through a door in the front. In 1986, Atari released the 7800 console, which was initially released in Southern California. With 13 games announced for its launch, the 7800 was a solid entry into the market, selling over 2 million units. 1987 then saw the release of two major consoles, the PC Engine TurboGrafx and the Sega Genesis. The PC Engine TurboGrafx was considered one of the most hybrid consoles of all time, merging the versatility of a PC with the sole operation of gaming like a console. Unlike the TurboGrafx, the Sega Genesis was a global success, selling 30.75 million first-party units worldwide. Moving on to the 1990s, this decade was one of innovation for video game console history. The highest growth period for the history of video games, the 90s saw a transition from sprite-based graphics to full-fledged 3D graphics, and the rise of several new genres. One of the most iconic consoles of the 90s was the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, or SNES, which sold 49 million units worldwide. The SNES is still popular among collectors and retro gamers, with new homebrew games and emulated re-releases. A few other notable consoles from the 90s were the Philips CDI, the Sega CD, the 3DO Interactive Multiplayer, the Sega Saturn, and the Sony PlayStation. Each of these consoles had a profound impact on the gaming industry and remains a beloved part of gaming history. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this brief journey through the history of retro gaming consoles. If you're a fan of retro gaming, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. Until next time, game on.